Two old people on the couch here. I'd like to welcome you and thank you for viewing the video. So this is Start Up Monday, and it's a little bit odd because Mark's not here. So Fred said that he had had enough and he was headed to the bar, and Mark said he was just going to go with him and he was going to leave me here all alone. No, that's not what happened. Actually, Mark is still at work, and we pre-recorded our show on Saturday because we had a special guest, Doc Kennedy. He was our special guest, and we did an interview with him, and we talked about the conditions and the things going on near Nashville. We also talked about the Vacs that's coming out, and we also talked about the prophecies from God that different people have gotten about Trump. So anyway, it's a very interesting interview, and that's what we're going to be showing you today. And so Mark is here with me on that, and he is at work, and he doesn't get off until later. And if we waited for him to get off, we wouldn't get the video out until like 8 or 9 tonight probably. So we were like, instead of doing that, we just decided that I would do the intro and then get everything started uploading. So anyway, I'm sure I'm going to mess it all up, but give me a break because I'm trying here anyway. So we have, first of all, we have furry friends. So here we go with furry friends.
Furry friends, let's all get to those furry friends.
And the first thing that I noticed is that I'm going to totally mess up this puppy's name, and this puppy is so cute and adorable and so lovable, and I'm going to say Bendy. Anyway, let me know in the comments how to pronounce it. I'm not good with names. So anyway, it was sent in by Carla, and I love what she wrote on the email. It says, Jesus, I love you, possesses me. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph get me there. Frog, which means fully relying on God, which I read the whole thing, and I was trying to figure out what the frog was, and then I was like, well, it's probably initials for something, and then all of a sudden it dawned on me that I was like, oh, she tells me what it stands for, fully relying on God. So anyway, that's what happens when you leave me here in charge of everything, and I just don't know what's going on. So anyway, it's an adorable puppy. I love him. He's so cute. And then here he is. He's watching TV with his dad. So anyway, they're in the living room. They're all comfy and watching the puppies on the TV. And so anyway, they look adorable, and that's just an adorable puppy. So keep sending in your furry friends. We need more furry friends for our next show. So keep sending them in to twooldpeopleonacouch@gmail.com. So anyway, we look forward to those. And anyway, so with that being said, we're going to get on with our interview. So here we go. Hi, Doc Kennedy. How are you doing today?
Howdy, howdy. How are we?
We're good.
Exciting day. And I just wanted to let all our viewers know that we've signed you to a 1-year contract every Saturday to do a show.
Oh, wow.
Just kidding.
Wow. My 4-month-old son will be thrilled.
No, we have no contract. We're just...
Yeah.
Hey, no, I'm cool. As long as there's money involved.
Oh, well.
Absolutely.
True.
We'll give you
The same pay that we give Fred and Karen.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm going to steal the show from Deb for a second. We've had like a series of shows that we've been doing where we've been asking people in different states what their lockdown situations are and rules and regulations. And we know that you live near Nashville, maybe in Nashville, I think. Yeah. And do you, is there anything different with maybe Nashville than the rest of Tennessee?
Yeah, there's a lot different. There's this huge red state with this tiny blue dot. And I just happen to live in the tiny blue dot. So we got a interesting mayor, and he's trying to, go the route of the typical leftist mayor, but he's having to deal with a bunch of people that don't put up with crap. I am not the only one. There's a lot of people out here that are standing up for their rights and taking the fight as they should. So it's been different. I don't wear a mask, and if I walk into a store, I'm not wearing a mask, so I don't get too many people making comments or anything. I've had comments that are more like, "Hey, good for you," and hear more stuff that way. But it's too, I used to live in Washington State, and I would be in a different type of war out there, and I'm grateful I'm not.
Yeah, you can drive a couple miles and be out in the country, folks, and everybody's normal.
Yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part, people are pretty normal here.
Yeah.
You got a few knuckleheads, but that's their deal.
That's who I call all my people on my show, Grumpy Grandpa show.
Yeah.
Knuckleheads.
On the other one. So when you go to...
Do I have to pay for using that line?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
So when you go out to, like, say, Walmart, is there somebody standing at the door watching to see if you have a mask on there?
Well, there is, and about a month ago I was there. I tried to avoid going to the stores, but I've been pretty open about standing up for our rights, and so I went to Walmart about a month ago or so, and I just decided, all right, I haven't been here in a while. I'm just going to walk in and see what happens. I go in. On the left is a security guard. On the right is a Walmart employee, and they both, in unison, you have to wear a mask. Where's your mask? You have to wear a mask. I said, what? And I stopped and I said, what? You have to wear a mask. And I said, well, I'm not going to wear a mask. And short story, I told the security guard, they said, well, I guess then you're going to have to call police. You're going to have to call. And she said, go on in. So, if you stand up for yourself, you're going to be fine. I get more nervous about the people that are so they're deceived. They're so suckered by the fake news that they think that they're in the right. I saw a video of a guy that was at Walmart, and he wasn't wearing a mask, and everybody was harassing him, and this guy came up and dumped a big thing of water on him.
That's terrible.
And they think that they're in the right. They think that they've been completely emboldened to act violently, and it's not right. So those are the people that make me more nervous, but they're harder to find here. So I just stay out of that side of town,
Yeah. Yeah, so here we have it pretty good, because now they don't even, for a little bit, they were trying to tell you needed your mask, but now when you go to Walmart, if you don't have a mask on, they don't say anything to you, they don't stop you, they don't do anything. So it's nice here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, good.
That way.
People are respectful either way. The people that have them on, people aren't, giving them a hard time. And the people that don't have them on, you just walk. And I think the majority of the people that are wearing a mask to be out of respect are actually like, yeah, I know. It's okay for you not to have them, a mask. They don't have any.
Well, people tend to forget that the thing was, it was supposed to be 6 feet or a mask. Not
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I tell, if earlier on now I've got a job, I probably have to, be more diligent and everything. Not that I want to be or anything, but
yeah, Grumpy Grandpa's conforming now.
Oh man, I don't want to.
He's fine.
I believe what I believe, and I think it's not necessary. But why not you just? I always like whenever people walk by, I just wouldn't breathe. Like for the 2 seconds they went on by, I would just and then breathe again. It's the same thing, right? I mean, they're not breathing onto the people, and like you say, 6 feet apart. It's only coughing that's going to project the moisture out. So if you're not coughing, you're not spreading it. It's totally ridiculous.
It is a bad time to have a cold.
It is a bad
Yeah.
time.
Well, there is no more cold.
There are no more colds.
Or flu.
There's no more flu.
I know.
It's all CV. So
I know.
that makes it nice. So what are your feelings about I'm gonna call it the V that will be coming out that they want to put in your arm? The V.
The V,
Mm-hmm.
the vasectomies.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. That's for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
No way.
Nah.
Now, I told, so I've been doing TikTok lately because the reach is, and they're not censoring as bad. Although I have some friends that are really starting to get hammered on, but which is weird, but they're getting hammered because they're Christians and they're ministers and they're going down that road.
Mm-hmm.
People like me that are mixing it up, not getting censored quite as bad. But anyway, I've been saying on there, like, the fact that George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama have said that they will take the vaccine on live TV and show that it's safe. That should be all the proof anyone needs to know you shouldn't take this.
Yeah. And they're not getting the Vacs either.
No,
They're not going to get it.
and
I
I said two things. You should wonder if what they're actually getting, what those 3 are, and the fact that they are, it's just, I would be checking that label really heavy to see what's actually in the vaccine.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I've seen, I'm sure you have too, some of the stuff on the box labels of some of the vaccines that are out. I'm going to say it. I don't care. It's on the box, and there's not some good stuff in there.
Yeah. Oh no, I know that. I know everything that goes on in that, and it goes deeper. It goes really deep and really disturbing. And I totally believe that it's linked to the vast amount of allergies that we're seeing in kids that are adults now.
Yep.
And it has to do with Planned Parenthood. And it has to do with a lot of deep, dark, demonic stuff.
Yep. I agree. We agree. We've done our research, our own research, and it's good.
So I ministry as well, and seen a lot of people healed, a lot of demons kicked out, and there's a lot of links in between those vaccines and some deep demonic stuff. That's people, they do it with good intentions, but it doesn't always end well.
Yeah, and now another thing is that they're throwing out there that they may give you your stimulus check if you take the Vax. And I'm like, well, there's another reason not to take it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'll take the money, but and that's another thing too. I believe that the vaccine that Biden is pushing and the vaccine that Trump is pushing are two totally different animals. And I would still check them both vigorously.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly confident that one is going to be healthier than the other.
And I like how they said it's impossible to do any, while Trump's in office, right?
Yeah.
You just wait until we get ours.
Yeah. It's all messed up. I mean, it's just a load of crap, but people are getting to see what the true colors of the people that, thank God, they won't be in office. Trump will serve from 2020 to 2024. But thank God that people are getting to see exactly what these people had in mind, how they would lead. I mean, this joke of a cabinet that Biden's putting together, and it's just I'm really grateful. I told my wife, I'm so confident that Trump's going to serve, that I told her I hope that Biden is actively moving into the White House, and then
then boom, get that. Yeah, make him think he's in, and then
Yeah.
kick him out.
yeah,
It's just ridiculous. The mainstream media is so sold out that, you can have 100 people come forward with evidence. And I'm sure you've seen that latest where they pull out the ballots out from underneath the table from the security cameras. And it's a no brainer that they're cheating. And,
yeah.
but they're,
I put a video on TikTok last night of a gal that's she's trying to be all sneaky in the same environment, has a flash drive, and she slips it into the pocket of somebody coming back.
Yeah.
But it's great because these people that thought they were going to get away with, these are felonies.
Oh yeah.
They're being caught.
Yeah.
And my prayer is that everyone that was involved
Gets,
and they're having an opportunity right now because I think the temperature is getting turned up here. They're seeing that not everybody's going to get away with this, and they should be getting nervous. So if you were involved on any level, if you were paid on some level, now is a good time to come forward and take down whoever was over top of you. Bring them down because they would do the same to you.
Yeah. Let's see what else before we go on any longer, I should have started out this way. Doc Kennedy Live is Doc's YouTube channel. You also have, what's your webpage?
DocKennedyLive.com.
No, that makes sense.
What work, huh? All this uniform stuff.
I'm going with your TikTok is Doc Kennedy Live.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So
I guess that one.
Yeah.
that's how we can reach you. And we got in, like I said on your interview, I was searching the prophecies. I just heard the prophecy of George Washington. So I put it in YouTube and I came across your video about that, and it was awesome. And now you've done a follow-up one. And I was just, out of all your prophecies, and we know the good ones, and we know some people are just taking advantage of the situation right now, trying to make prophecies.
Yep.
But have you come across the prophet that said Joe Biden will be president?
Oh, I've seen people say that.
Really? I haven't found one.
They're not listening to the Lord.
Well, I
their feelings.
I know that, but I mean, all the prophets are saying Trump will be a two-term
and that's
president.
what I talk about. I talk about the difference between a prophet and a trusted prophet.
Yeah.
Prophet has a track record, of consistency. Somebody who's just out there and is kind of all over the place, I'm not going to pay attention. And also, what's your fruit? Look at the fruit of the person. Are they living a life that is pleasing to God? That we're not looking for perfection, but are you moving in that direction? There's some people that I just can't do it, and I'm not going to. So the amount of people that I listen to is kind of small, but they're all on the same page. This morning I saw Johnny Enlow had posted about in the Bible, Jesus said that he saw Satan fall from heaven like lightning. And Johnny posted this thing about how God's going to move quick and it's going to be like that lightning here in America. And so I'm flipping through YouTube and I see that Dutch Sheets, who's also a trusted prophet and a prophet to the United States, he just posted something similar, so they're all hearing from the Lord the same way.
Thing. Yeah.
And I think it's important for us too to know that we can ask God. The difference between them and us is there's a higher anointing, but God will speak to us.
Yeah.
And we've posted a dream that the Lord gave my wife.
That was really good.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. So just being aware that God will speak to us And Charlie Shamp, who's a trusted prophet, he said, it's just intimacy. How much time are you willing to just sit with Jesus and listen? Are you to go the extra mile? And so all of us have the opportunity to hear if we want to, but then a lot of people, I know a lot of Christians who think Trump sucks and he's a bigot and all that other crap. They're not listening. They're hearing with their noggin. They're not hearing what the Spirit of the Lord is saying.
I have a video out on Grumpy Grandpa Patriot show that says it's black and white to me who the good guys are and who the bad guys are.
Yeah, and it should be.
And it's all just by what they say and what they do.
Yeah,
and it was fun because we watched your wife's dream, and I had a dream around, and this is what I'm not, no problem. I will tell you what my dream was. By no means is it anything, but I had something that was weird. I was with Trump, and we were in a golf cart, and we're driving along, and all these people are just giving them, heck, all the people that are against him, right? And I'm like, don't listen to him, Trump. We love you. There's a whole massive amount of people that love you. He just turned around and he smiled like, don't worry, Mark, I got this. I got this. And that was it. That was the whole dream was just that. And I thought that was kind of weird. And by no means a prophecy at all, but it was awesome. Whenever he turned around, he just gave me that smile like, it's all good, Mark. I'm not worried about this at all.
Yeah. So this is the second time that you've told me about a dream that you had. And you're like, I'm not a prophet. But yeah, well, fine. That's fine. But the Lord's still speaking. I mean, that's
yeah.
Give yourself a label.
Yeah.
You had told me before also that you don't remember your dreams often.
No.
So the fact that you remember this is key. And what I believe, just from what you just told me, I just believe that the Lord's saying, pray for him. And that's key. Just pray for him.
Yeah.
That he can overcome the mob who's attacking daily and have the joy of the Lord flood his heart, flood his life. And we're going to see a different President Trump this next 4 years, I believe. I believe that we're going to see a more loving, fatherly president as God continues to move in him, and he's able to let go of the branding that he's given himself of, being the tough dude, which we needed.
Yes.
To fight political correctness. But I think God's going to allow a shift to happen, and it'll allow for healing in the nation.
That's like his, whoever is pardoning the turkey. I tell people he gave a really nice, comforting speech, nothing political, but he said God, and God bless America, but he said God at least 5 times, I think, at least mentioned God 5 times during that speech. Tell me which ones are the good guys and which ones are the bad guys.
Sure. And that's 5 more times than the Pope has said God. So
yeah, that's another story. Yeah. There's skepticism on what side he's on.
Be there. You have to be listening to what the Lord is saying. You have to turn off. I call the media the false prophets. You have to turn off the false prophets of fake news. Their only desire right now is to spread disinformation. I am so grateful for James O'Keefe and Project Veritas, who's exposing the false prophets of CNN and giving people an opportunity. Now, whether they receive it or not is up to them. Yeah. But giving them the opportunity to see exactly, as James says, how the sausage is made at CNN, which is just a load of crap. Yeah. It's nothing that should be worthy of being called news. Right. It's propaganda at its worst.
we can't even turn on any TV whatsoever. Any of the major networks or anything. I mean, the late night shows have become political machines for the DNC. The
Sure.
morning news, the talk show. You can't go one thing without them spilling the DNC.
Unfortunate, because that would be a great way for us to be able to come together as
Yeah.
but right now it's just not even an option. And so but it's been kind of cool too. Like, I've been praying for a year or more that the Lord would allow these fake news organizations to be taken over by people that would be honest. And we saw it was kind of cool because I went and I guest on Joe Padula's show, and he was telling me about Prophet Mark Taylor, who I hadn't heard of, but Mark Taylor prophesied Trump as president in 2011.
Yep.
And Mark said that the only thing that he hadn't seen come to pass yet was that the media loved the president. And I'm like, oh man, that's incredible. Well, the only way that's going to happen is if we get different people in place there in power. Well, the next day, AT&T, stories start coming out about AT&T looking to sell CNN. Well, praise God. So we need to keep praying into this. And now with Project Veritas going after CNN and Zucker, I mean, it's really in play that they could be removed. And I'm not looking for just a right wing.
No.
Just the truth. We just want the truth. That's all.
Back in the day, whenever cable first came out, they started CNN headline news. It was a 30-minute newscast that did weather, sports, this, and I mean, maybe just a minute of politics, right? Loved it. I would sit there, and even though it repeated itself, before I'd go to bed, I'd watch it like 4 times, even though it's the same news over and over again. I don't know why, but it was just good, wholesome news. So I hope they'll get back to that.
Yeah. Well, we need to. Otherwise, we're really in a pickle.
Yeah.
And if they would give us the middle of the road and tell us the facts and then let people decide for themselves which way they want to fall.
Yeah. I mean, Walter Cronkite was great, but even he was biased. So it'd be great to have somebody that would, our news organization. I like Newsmax. I appreciate them. But it'd be nice to have just straight up, just give us what's going on and you said, let us decide.
Obviously, Newsmax leans right and supports Trump. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. At least there's an option. Yeah,
because you can get at least, you can at least hear, some things that I believe Newsmax, if they're reporting on something, it's good about Trump, but it's legit though too. It's not like made up.
Yeah, and I appreciate Greg Kelly. He's just
he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's an unashamed Trump supporter. I would rather have that. Have Jake Tapper just say, "Hey, I'm just a biased Biden supporter."
Yeah.
Just tell us that. Quit dancing around trying to say that you're not. I mean, we know that you're lying, that you're lying about all this stuff. So,
yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say we. A lot of us do.
You're a very smart individual. And again, it all comes down to you doing your own research, people. You got to get out there and don't take my word for it. Don't take Doc's word for it. Just listen to what we say and then research it.
Unless you watch CNN, then you should just take my word for it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you hear anything from them, you say it just as well as I do. I've always been calling it for how long now? The DNC mob. It's a mob-ran family. Yeah. It's just no different than the Italian mob using force and tactics to scare people to get their money in their control.
That's right. Well, the mafia was definitely left-leaning, is still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same people. It's just they're running under different mantras these days, and that's what we're seeing with BLM and Antifa.
That gentleman that had your same name, who was president, he, people say, oh, it was Cuba. It might have been this. It wasn't. It was the mob family, I think, that took him out because he was going to they got him into office and he wasn't playing ball with them anymore. He was actually trying to help out the American people, and they had enough of that.
And his brother was actively trying to take them down.
Yeah. And so it kind of crazy that he was taken out, and then shortly thereafter, his brother was taken out. Coincidental.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. And MLK, all within that trial.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing that I'm praying about is I believe that needs to be revealed in full.
Yeah.
Mainly for the generations like my parents that they were around for that, and they need to know the whole truth of exactly what happened so that they know this corruption stuff, this isn't brand new.
No, it's not.
I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that think that, oh yeah, during the Clinton years we were fine. Even before that, Jimmy Carter, that we were fine. No, there was a lot of crap going on, and people deserve the truth.
Yep. Well.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, I think all that's great. Good. We don't want to take up your time, except for we have you under contract for next Saturday, dude. No,
and my family's gone, so actually I can go another 2 hours, 3 hours.
I could, but as you know, in the YouTube world, if we go too long, people will see how long it is and probably go, "Oh, that's it. We're not going to watch that," even though it's good stuff.
Well, they see my face. They've already checked out.
No.
Sorry, Mark.
We love you. Go check out Doc Kenny. Definitely check out his wife stream, the Washington Prophecies, the 2 videos on the Washington Prophecies. They're eye-opening, and and you lay it out really good about how he prophesies about the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, and what's going on right now. It's a good video. Yeah,
my pastor wrote a book about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I recommend checking that out. It's by Jeff Jansen, and I can't remember the name of the book right now, but definitely check that out also.
Well, we thank you for your time. We love you. You're a good Christian young man fighting for American freedoms. We can't thank you enough for keeping, not being quiet and shy and meager and hiding out in the shadows and coming out and trying to, educate the people of what we believe is going on. I mean,
just like you, my wife is definitely the better half. And she, every time I record, I ask her what her thoughts are on the subject.
Yeah.
Because she's going to give me something that I didn't think about. And, when you get married and 2 become 1, it's in a lot of ways. And so I give my wife a lot of credit for what's going on there. She's amazing, and I'm blessed.
She keeps you focused, laser focused, as we like to say.
Laser focused.
I just love having her perspective. She's just got a great way of looking at things and seeing stuff that I might have missed, and it works out well.
And we got to see your beautiful baby the other day. I forget which.
Why? It's been a while.
Well, it's been a while, but it was nice to see your family, and you got a beautiful family.
Well, thank you. Yeah, he had his first airplane flight.
No kidding.
Yeah, and he did excellent.
No ears popping or anything?
No, he did. He seemed to do fine.
Nice.
And, he slept half of it, and then but he loves people. Before he was born, we were praying that he would be a people person who'd love Jesus. And he loves church, and he loves people. So we're excited about his future and trying to lay out a path for him to have the freedom to do the things that he's called to do.
Well, let's keep them free in America. And that's what it's mainly about, is our youngins.
The fight.
and if
tell people, you know what, I'm gonna miss this time when it's gone, because I think it's good to be active. I mean, we'll have other fights. They'll be in the spiritual too, but just don't be, if you're a Christian and you think that you shouldn't protest, that's a lie. get out there and peacefully protest.
Peacefully.
What's right. Take the steps.
Yep.
If it hadn't have been for people that felt adamantly that slavery was wrong, who knows what the country would look like today. People went and gave their lives, and that's the least that we can do is go out in the streets and just say, hey, we're done with this. We're done with this nonsense. We're not going to, especially like California and New York, we have to stand up against this. This is insane.
Yeah.
And it absolutely should not fly. They need to be driven out of office through peaceful protesting. If you get enough people out there just banging the drum saying you have to resign, eventually something's going to give, and it has to.
Yep. Stand with I like said, our restaurants are open, and I know we have a little cafe that we go eat at. It's just a little counter with a couple stools. If they ever shut him down, and if he said I'm not shutting down, I'd be the first one to stand outside his shop and go in and eat and get arrested or whatever. I'm not doing it. I'm not letting it come to this town.
Yeah, for sure. And just because we're in a city, it shouldn't be any different in a small town. If you're getting there, then you need to be standing up for your rights too.
Yep.
I grew up in this. I did my teen years in a little town, Washington State, and there. I know that we're supposed to almost be done. I'm almost done.
You're fine. Keep going.
So this fella, Lauren Culp, he ran for governor in Washington State, and he was a sheriff of a small town not too far from where my parents lived. And so it gets down to crunch time, and Lauren Culp, he had owned a business in Olympia, Washington for 20 years. It wasn't like he was just a little hick town sheriff. He knows his stuff. But while he was running for sheriff, they didn't say anything in the small town of Republic, Washington. They defunded police, took his job away. And I believe that whole election needs to be reexamined too.
Yes.
There's stuff that just doesn't add up. But this little town, they took his job away. They defunded police. And I believe the people of Republic, Washington have a duty to stand up against that and say, no, we need, if we're going to grow, if we're going to grow at all, we have to have law enforcement.
Absolutely.
Not any deputy, but we have to have law enforcement here in our city.
Yep. I agree 100%. Yeah, in Washington, that's a crazy state. We lived in Centralia for just a little bit. Centralia.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm sure you're glad to be on.
Yeah, it way back whenever we were there, end of 90s, and it was a pretty liberal state back then, and
was it gut block?
Oh boy, don't even ask me that question. That's too long. That's before my time.
Yeah.
I don't even think we knew about politics.
No, we didn't know about politics back
We were just trying to survive.
Yeah. See, now a lot of people are in that boat, and I was in that boat. I tell people I basically slept through the Obama administration because I was like, oh, this isn't going to go anywhere I like, and I'm going to try to enjoy life, which that's fine. And it gives me a little bit of a different perspective because I'm having to go back and research quite a bit, But I tell you what, I'm not going to do it again. And
yeah.
And it was, in a lot of ways, not good. So people need to be awake. They need to know what's going on. They need to be active in their communities and see positive change, just work together.
Yeah, what you're saying is you didn't know how bad. I mean, unless you really, and people were looking into it. People knew it was bad, and it just was like life was either going just good enough for you, and you just didn't want to be involved with it. But I think people need to get more invested in it and take a little bit of their time and see who they're electing and what's going on.
Yeah, and get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
If you're a people pleaser, this world is going to eat you alive. So knock it off, quick, get out of your feelings and stand up for yourselves. It's okay. Like allow yourself to get beat up a little bit, get a little calloused there, and it'll be all right.
Yeah.
And you know, that's just for anybody in any walk of life, that, you know, you got to be okay that you're going to get smacked around a little bit, but then it's all right.
Sometimes being right isn't the popular choice.
Well, yeah, and it's not about being right. It's just about what's the right thing.
Well, yeah, but the other side is powerful, man, and they got everybody thinking, you know, bad is good and good is bad. They got it all twisted up.
Bring it on.
Yep. I'm waiting for my Alamo letter. I don't know where it's going to be or what's going to go on, but I'm old, right? And I'm like, I talk about Davy Crockett.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he probably was like, you know what? I'm fit. He was 50 or 49, or he was getting up there. And he had a wild, crazy life, adventured and everything. And he probably saw that, you know, like somebody needed help down in Texas. Sure. And he knew the odds were bad. He's like, I'm going to go down there. And, you know, they weren't attacking them. Those people were attacking the Alamo. And he said, I'm going to go there. We're probably going to have a wild, good guy time until their army gets back up there, you know, in full force. So I'm going to go out down there with the guys.
Reserves from Sam Houston, you know, and so there was a lot going on there that I don't know that they could have really foreseen what was going to happen, because, you know, there wasn't communication the way that now. Yeah. It's hard to know what exactly they knew they were getting into. But
I don't think Davy Crockett minded that the odds were against him. What I'm saying is he knew that's what I need to do right now, is go down there and help.
Sure. And a big driving force of his was he was tired of politics.
Well, yeah, I'm tired of it.
For a while, you know, and he wanted out.
So if anybody needs my help, I'm ready for my Alamo letter. Just call me. And I won't go attack other people, but I will defend people getting attacked.
What cities are you guys near?
We're just near Oklahoma City. We're just about 20 miles out of Oklahoma City on the west side.
Oh, okay. So how far are you from, say, like Atlanta?
Oh, man, that's a day and a half drive.
Oh, well.
I can make it. Oh. I can come. Just let me know. Oh. Let me know if you ever need me, Doc. I'll be there for you.
Well, Trump's doing his rally today. He needs you.
Oh, man. I know. That he's great, man. I don't know what we would have done without him.
I think like 20 years from now, people will look back, and I believe that he will be, well, at least for a lot of people, the greatest president we've ever had.
Yeah, I agree.
I put Washington number 2 and Lincoln number 3. Ironically, all 3 presidents during the 3 perils that was shown George Washington.
Yep.
Angel of the Lord.
Yep, absolutely. Well, on that note, let's go ahead and, as Debbie likes to say,
wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Again, thank you for your time.
All right. Thanks, guys.
And everybody go check out Doc.